All right guys, this week we're going to take some 3D printed parts we just made to reproduce a JD frame. These are some of the parts we just pulled off the printer and I just finished post-processing. I'm going to walk you through the steps of what we just did to get these to this point. This is our neck for the frame. This is our transmission casting. And I have some of the tubes bent already. This is going to be a two-part series, so this is the first part of it. Those parts have been post-processed already. These are what they look like when they're coming off the build plate. So these have already been removed from the build plate. This is the rear axle plates, the two rear axle plates, and then this is the rear fender mount slash frame brace. So I'm going to walk you guys through. You can see water dripping off. What I do is I actually soak these down with some water and get the dust level down so that they don't, blow dust up everywhere when you're taking all the support material off. But this is a really high-end support material software we use. It's the most effective thing we found so far, and it makes the removal super easy. I know it looks kind of dense and crazy, but believe it or not, this actually comes off pretty good. So what I usually do is I just clamp these things in a vise. That way they're good and solid. The small stuff, the lattice material, you can see here, this stuff is pretty easy to come off. I can usually just grab it and it literally just peels right off. So it doesn't take too much effort, so to speak. And then these little cylindrical, little cylinders, these things actually are heat sinks. And what these do is these keep the parts from warping, during the build process. So you can see I'm not really putting too much effort into this, and this stuff's coming right off. And I'm sure there's different techniques out there, but this is what works for us. Certain parts I like to use a little hand chisel and a hammer. That way I can get in there a little more accurately, because if I'm doing a big part like that transmission casting, it has a bunch of support material on it. It still comes off easy, but I can actually use an air hammer and peel it off really quickly, whereas small stuff like this, like these axle plates, don't have a ton of surface area. So I like to use this small little setup here, and I can kind of go in accurately and remove these supports without any kind of crazy, really crazy effort or anything. All right, so that was the bulk of our support material. And as you can see, I only really took about 10 minutes, 15 minutes to get all that off. And you can kind of see here, I have a rough idea of what a finished axle plate would be. And it's even got the relief line in for the washer for your slide plate stud. And we actually printed these with the threads in there. So if you look real close, I still have some material hanging in there, but you can see the threads. So once I finish getting this all cleaned up, I can take a tap and just go in and tap and clean those threads up, and I don't even have to actually tap from scratch. It's all set up and they're ready to go. So the next thing I do, I got a few air tools here. I'm gonna come in and just take these and use these to deburr some little spots and stuff like that that you don't do with a chisel, and just get it finally prepped to take in and clean up with a vapor hone. So I got a couple of these parts cleaned up for our frame that we're gonna start assembling here in the fixture. Before I get ready to start actually using them, we got all the support material off. I just did a light sanding on some of these pieces here. I'm gonna take these in and put them in the vapor hone. I'm gonna clean them up and get them ready to put on our frame. We got some of our parts cleaned up here. As you can see, like I showed you guys earlier, this is our transmission casting, our frame neck. The parts we just did in the video here were the seat post mount and the rear axle plates. So we're gonna go ahead and start mocking some of this stuff up and start getting this frame together. So I've already fixtured the original 1920 J-frame in this fixture, so I kind of have everything set to where it needs to go. That's where all of my measurements and everything came from for all these frame pieces. So I have some of the tubing bent up, and we're still gonna have to bend some more tubing. That's probably gonna be more on next week's video. All right, frame neck. This is our tube here, so you can already see this is, I already bent and shaped this all up. This is our frame cradle. This is where the engine and everything mounts into. You see how nice that is? It slips right into that joint. So frame cradle. And then we have our transmission casting. Slide right over here. Like so. Our top frame tube. And this is just getting us rough mock in. Obviously, we're gonna go through, align all this stuff, pull a string, make sure we're on our centers. So you guys kind of get the idea. This frame tube casting will slide over this tube. I gotta clean it up a little bit, deburr it. And then our rear axle plates go back here. So I already have these marked for where the axle plates went on the stock frame. And you can see here, what I do is I just trace an outline that gives me the rough orientation of how those are gonna go. And then when we start getting closer to final fit up, I'll go through and I'll pull a string to get my center line on this entire backbone all the way down. And then I have a laser as well, and I'll shoot a laser from top to bottom to make sure we're in side to side as well. So this is gonna be far straighter than the factory one was. A lot of times we see these factory ones over the years. It's from getting beat on, obviously, for 100 years, but we'll really make sure these things are dialed in as straight as we possibly can get them, and get it all set up. Next week's video, we'll finish assembling the entire frame, and we'll get ready to start welding this thing up. The engine cradle loops will be done. I'm actually printing those right now, and we'll slide the engine cradle loops over, and that's actually so you can bolt your engine in, your top motor mounts, all that good stuff, and we'll get all this fixtured up. Bend the rear legs. They have a little bit of a radius to them. It's going to be a special bend to match the stock frame, and we'll get this thing ready to go. This is going to be one of the 2 frames we're building right now for some customers. This frame is actually going to be riding across country this year on the motorcycle Trans Am, so we're pretty excited about that. This thing's going to have a heck of a life. It's going to, you know, 4,000 mile run from coast to coast, so pretty cool stuff. Thanks guys for tuning in. Make sure you like and subscribe, and give us a follow.